Would you mind signing these, please, Miss Apple?
Yes, of course, Bill.
Wasn't that Mrs. Howard I saw just now?
Just don't say anything, Bill. Just don't say a word.
Afternoon, Charles.
Gerald.
Emma.
Afternoon, Mr. Urquhart.
That's it.
Thank you.
Oh, Emma, tell Jean-Michel I'll discuss the menus with him when I get back.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
One or two items from the London office you ought to see before we go.
Right.
Opening shot from your wife's lawyers.
Yeah, so I see.
Charles, if we're going into battle, I would like a little more ammunition.
Such as?
Such as, why the marriage?
Some time ago, I was looking for land with development potential in the States. Came across a site in Tennessee, 400 acres with its own lake frontage. It had previously been owned by William Westmoreland.
Oh, your wife's first husband?
Yes. He'd been killed in a car accident. Honey had inherited the land, but she wasn't the slightest bit interested in it. Anyway, she was far too busy earning a damn good living as a top model in New York.
And presumably this land wasn't zoned.
No. It's just scrub, trees, no planning permission of any kind. Anyway, I arranged to meet Honey Gardner. A couple of months later, I married her.
Just for a plot of land?
It was an $18 million plot of land.
18 million?
It was where the land was that really mattered. It wasn't actually worth 18 million when I acquired it. My betting is that's the minimum we'll make on that deal. Less state and federal taxes, of course.
I seem to remember you spending quite a few trips to that part of the world a while ago. Is that why?
Yes. As soon as the township began to talk of zoning it, I had to move fast and lobby hard. Majority wanted the area developed for holiday homes, but I persuaded them to go for high-rise apartments. And I convinced Honey she ought to float a public company and offer her shares to capitalize. The company was called Palm Choice.
Wait a minute, 3 of our companies own at least 75% of Palm Choice's shares.
Quite.
I see.
To date, Honey has sold 95% of her holdings.
On your advice, presumably.
Now all the patience and spade work is going to be rewarded. Zoning got the final seal of approval just over a week ago. I'll tell you something, Gerald. The profit potential is almost limitless.
Very clever. Oh, by the way, will we be going up to London on the Wednesday?
I'm not sure. Why?
Well, it's just that Abby's young man is arriving from America, and Polly wants me to be part of the reception committee.
Should have thought Polly could handle that sort of thing without your holding her hand.
Well, you know Polly. She is to etiquette what Bismarck was to power politics.
Barracuda's just come in. Tom looks very unhappy, and so does Henderson.
Why didn't you go down to meet them?
What for? On the way up here?
At least you could have seen...
Your Mr. Howard's an odd fish, isn't he? He just stepped ashore, dashed to his car, and he's off. Didn't wait for my verdict. He may be an outstanding designer, but he's a lousy organizer.
Don't be too hard on him, Mr. Henderson. His daughter's in hospital.
And what is your verdict?
Oh, good. Very good. She's an excellent craft. Responds well in every way. Unusual, but a first-class design. Congratulations.
Sorry, I got held up. How are you, love?
All right.
Did you see the specialist?
Yes.
What did he say?
He's in the hospital. Why didn't you ask him yourself?
Look, I take Barracuda out for a crucial trial. It took far longer than I expected. There's nothing I could do.
Nothing you could do? I can manage to run a business, hold the fort as secretary until the temp can manage, open negotiations on a second business, and still manage to keep my family commitments. Now, why can't you?
Because it's just a little bit different. This particular boat happens to decide whether we stay in business or collapse for good. It matters.
And your daughter doesn't?
What did the specialist say?
Tom, I know people in business. People with more commitments and responsibilities than you will ever have. And there's nothing in this world that would stop them visiting their sick daughter.
For God's sake, Jan, she's out of danger.
Is that all that matters to you, that she's out of danger? And how do you know anyway? You weren't there.
Exactly why I'm asking.
Right, darling, I'll see you later.
It's 2:30 and don't you dare be late.
Look, Polly, his plane doesn't get in till 1:30. I mean, by the time he's got through immigrations and customs and picked up his luggage, made it back to here, it's going to be 4:30.
But, Gerald, you mustn't be late. I can't have you arriving on the doorstep the same time as Orin.
Well, look, I told you, I'm not at all sure I can make it this afternoon.
But it's so important, and you promised.
I promised I'd try. And I will.
Oh. Not like me to be the first customer of the day.
That'll sort you out.
Thank you.
You're a bit shaky.
Thank God Lynn is out of danger. It's been a rough time.
Well, I'm sure. How's your Gigi?
Lucky old Aztec boy. He doesn't know he's going in for his first big race in a few days' time. So he's not nervous, unlike me.
Well, not surprising. Lots of money involved.
He's got to win, Jack. Mr. Bittens thinks he can.
Oh, I bet trainers always say that.
If he doesn't, I'm in trouble.
Well, fingers crossed, Kate. Here, come on, drink up. You need another.
No, I don't.
And so do I, a real drink.
Ah.
I need it, Kate. I'm off to a plastic boat factory this afternoon.
Well, watch it, Jack, or you'll be on the conveyor belt.
Tomato juice, please.
Ken? Have there been any phone calls for me?
Not since I've been here, no.
I've been trying to get hold of Claude since 7 this morning. How can he never be in his own home?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He slept somewhere else last night.
And the night before and the night before that?
Well, if you're keen, that's the way it is.
Why doesn't he contact me?
Well, if it turns up, you can ask him. Now, can you turn your mind to something else just for a second?
Yes, of course.
Have a look at this.
What is it?
The Burrows.
The nature reserve?
Who says it's reserved for nature?
Yes?
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Urquhart.
Oh, do come in, please. Oh, just leave your bags down there. I'll get someone to take them up. Let's go through, shall we?
Thank you. That's very pretty.
Thank you.
It's what we Americans imagine when we think of an English living room.
Oh, well, what we lack in space, we try to make up for in style. Oh, do sit down. You must be tired.
Oh, I slept on the plane.
Can I offer you a drink or something to eat?
I've already eaten. Thank you. This is bound to be a little awkward. I should apologize. It's all been very inconvenient for you, I guess.
Oh, well, some things have a time plan of all of their own, and there's nothing we can do about it. I'm just delighted to meet you at long last.
Does Abby live far away?
Oh, no, not far, but different.
Different? How do you mean?
Well, it's what you Americans might think of when you imagine Dickensian in England. She doesn't have to live there, of course. She chooses to.
Does she have plans to move?
Well, if she has, she hasn't bothered to inform me. But now you're here, I'm sure she'll see reason.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing the two of them.
Actually, Orin, there are three.
Twins?
Oh, no, no, no. There's this young man. Oh, he's just a teenager, but he's appointed himself Abby's guardian angel.
Does he live with her?
Well, some of the time, yes, but there's absolutely nothing in it. He's really just a friend. His mother is a very great friend of mine, you see.
Yes. I mean, no.
Oh, well, it'll become abundantly clear when you meet him. Look, why don't we have a cup of coffee and then we can go?
Thank you.
Oh, Gerald, Mr. Urquhart, said to say welcome to England to you. He deliberately absented himself this afternoon.
He did? Why?
Well, he thought that meeting the two of us together, you might find it intimidating.
Well, that's very considerate of him.
Yes, isn't it?